those drivers was Harold Schlegelmilch, the other was Vito Postiglione, but whether it's a back marker or not, you shouldn't be overtaking until you get to the timing line. So whether anything will be done about that, we'll have to wait and see, but for my money, that's a yellow card. The leader goes through then, Loris Spinelli ahead of Axel Jeffries, third and fourth, Schlegelmilch and Postiglione through together. In fifth place, Corey Lewis. So he is going solo in this race in Juan Pero's car. And then in sixth place, it's Shotarab Kazava, but he's under investigation as there is a challenge being made, diving up on the inside line and going through Artur Robakovsky. And he puts himself second in the AMS now, going ahead of Andrei Lewandowski, behind the pair of them, Filip Vlasic. To Tosa they come through the left-hander, and now the climb up the hill. Raffaele Giannoni going through, number 73. He's a kind of AM plus, really. He's 7th overall. Lewandowski and Mishkovsky also this year's AM champions are sort of AM plus because they're always well up the order. There is Christopher Dreispring in 46 hustling on. Now he's 4th in class. Next target is Niels Lagrange, but Christopher Dreispring heading for Pro-Am Championship honours here. Loris Spinelli with 5 minutes and change on the clock, heading for the outright championship success seemingly now. Number 33, Shotarab Kazava gets a drive-through penalty. So second he is in the class, having been overtaken by Corey Lewis. But a drive-through penalty is coming the way of Shotarab Kazava. And that goes down a storm with the teams behind. It's going to give a place to Niels Lagrange, although there, look, up the inside goes in 28 Hendrik Still to try and take a place away, which he does. Goes through on the inside of Filip Vlasic. Hendrik Still out of Pro-Am rather than an AM car, so he's fighting slightly out of sequence, if you like, as the leaders come through. Loris Spinelli leading Axel Jeffries now by half a second. Leaders go through, and look at this long, long line of cars now, all lined up behind. Also, a time penalty is being given. Whoops, is that a puncture? I think that's Kujala's car in trouble. Number 3 it is, Patrick Kujala in trouble. And it went sideways, and again it had that look of a car with a flat tyre. Look at it, it's low on one corner, it's another puncture. Patrick Kujala was a long way back anyway, in fact in 18th place. Remember they had a longer stop, didn't they? Just as the car was about to be released, we saw more work being done on it, but Patrick Kujala slow, and oh, it was a spin at Tosa. Who was that getting it wrong? That might have been Kujala, actually, if he's only got 3 inflated tyres. As he turned in, it may have been a spin. You're looking at the cars coming out of Piratella with 39 there. Lucas Mauron under attack from Dreispring. Christopher Dreispring to the outside line. This is a battle for position in class then. It's 4th in class, Mauron versus Dreispring as they head up the hill once again here. Race leaders currently are working lap 22 in a dramatic race. And I mentioned also the drive-through penalty, the time penalty for 55 Jaap Bartels. If I hadn't, there's the spinner, and 76 it is. That's Olivier Jolin, who is off, I think, down at Tosa. And that could be a red flag, because if that car can't be moved, and we've only got 3 minutes of the race to go, by the time you put the yellows out and get the safety car out, it's too late. He got there, thus contact by Morgan Haber. There was already a spinner, and that was 67. That was the spinner. So getting going again is Artur Robakovsky. But with that car in the gravel, I'm surprised the red hasn't been called for, actually, because it happened in the first race with a rather more innocuous incident. Harold Schlegelmilch goes through, but he's lost out. Has he to Vito Postiglione? He has. So now it's Corey Lewis heading Pro-Am, who is right there on the back of him as they come out of Villeneuve. We've got 2 3/4 minutes to go down towards Tosa. It's a yellow flag zone, and the race director has got away with that in a sense, because the car has been dragged out of the way very swiftly under the yellow flags. Here is Postiglione's move up the inside at Tamburello, kind of elbows his way through, gets ahead of Schlegelmilch, but it's not enough to win a championship. So Vito Postiglione hustles on. We've got 2 minutes and change on the clock, which potentially means there's one more lap at the end of this. So Shotarab Kazava has got to do his drive-through, which I think he has now served. Yes, he has. He's dropped right back in the class. We've got this time penalty for Jaap Bartels, Jaap Bartels, and we've got a lap to run at the end of this for Loris Spinelli, the race leader. Looking at the clock as the field comes out of Variante Alta, then a flying lap at the moment is round the minute and 42 bracket. And as the cars come up towards the timing line, into the pits with, yes, it was a puncture, Patrick Kujala. So yet another punctured tyre with less than a lap time left in the race. The leader goes by. Loris Spinelli heading for the championship then as he goes through onto his last lap, lap 24. And there, Patrick Kujala down the pit lane. It is extraordinary that we've had so many punctures over the course of the day. And there, with the smoke billowing as the rubber fouls bodywork, Patrick Kujala limps to the pit lane. So the last lap we are on, and Loris Spinelli is heading not only for a race win but a championship win with Mick Grenier. What better way to win a championship than to win the final race of the season as well. Second is Axel Jeffries, who's going to take second in the championship therefore, and third will be Vito Postiglione, who will be third in the championship therefore. And that is the top three within Pro. Corey Lewis is leading Pro-Am from Niels Lagrange and Peter Van Ester, and then it's Lucas Mauron with Nico Gomar set for third, but that could yet change. In fact, Raffaele Giannone leads the Lewandowski and Miskovsky car for AM honours, and of course he was leading that when the red flags came out, and he lost the win on account of that last time around. William van Dijzen is leading Gerard van der Horst, leading Tim Richards in the AM Cup. Flag is at the ready this time. Vito Postiglione might yet bag second because he's arrived right on the tail of Axel Jeffries, coming through for the last time out of Variante Alta. Can Postiglione gain one more place? If he can, it might give him second place in the championship. 2 corners to go. 1 corner to go. Checkered flag at the ready. The winners of the final round of Lamborghini Super Trofeo Europe and the champions in the Pro class for 2017, Loris Spinelli and Mick Grenier, come across the line to win. Second will go the way of Axel Jeffries and Rick Brokers. Third, Vito Postiglione and Jonathan Cecotto. Fourth will go to Harold Schlegelmilch and Sergei Afanasiev, ahead of Corey Lewis going solo. Raffaele Giannone 6th. They're the Pro-Am and Am winners respectively. Lucas Mauron takes 7th, and Niels Lagrange has gone missing on the last lap. So in Pro-Am, second becomes Mauron, third becomes the champion Christopher Dryspring, and down the pit lane with a puncture on the last lap of the race comes Niels Lagrange. More drama, more tyre-related problems. Very strange indeed. So it is a championship win and a race win for Loris Spinelli and Mick Grenier. Vito Postiglione, vanquished for the 2nd season in a row, is in no mood to come up on